Hello everyone, and welcome back to issue 2 of Director's Corner. Today, we're going to be looking at the new VariantPictures, this channel, 8 months in review. Without further ado, let's get into the first topic of discussion, that being the beginning of production on Life of a Hero. So, for those of you who may not know, or maybe haven't been following us for long enough, Life of a Hero is our newest project. It's our latest fan film project. It's obviously a Spider-Man project, and we've been very, hush-hush on the project since we announced it, and that's obviously by design. We want to keep as much information about it close to the chest for the time being, but we have teased a number of times when we may be divulging new information. In the last Director's Corner, I remember that I said very explicitly that we were hoping to get something out to you guys by the end of March, and ideally if we could get something out by the end of May. That was with a more certain tone in that video of like, May, definitely gonna get something out. I don't recall the exact wording I used, but I don't believe I mentioned exactly what we were hoping to get out. I may or may not have, I don't remember. Either way, the implication when I made that video was a trailer. That was very explicit. Well, no, it wasn't necessarily explicit. It might have been, I don't remember if I said specifically a trailer or not. Either way, I meant it. That's what I was thinking in that video, was like, by March might be a little tough, but by May, yeah, we'll be far enough along that we can put out a trailer. And I want to, first of all, calm any worries. Production has been going swimmingly. It's been going very well, very smoothly, and we're very happy with the work we're doing. It's by far our most ambitious project in all ways, creatively, technically, financially. It's a huge project for us, and we're really very happy with the footage we have so far. You'll be the judge in the end, because you're the audience, you decide if you like it or not. But take this as us saying, we're very confident in what we've done so far. So be excited about that. If we're confident, then I would hope that would excite you to some extent. That being said, we have not gotten quite far enough to where I feel comfortable making a trailer. The thing with the trailer obviously is we already need to be a little bit into post-production, and on these types of projects often post-production is done parallel with the production itself. It's ultimately a time-saving measure. Since we're not shooting 24/7, we typically have a little bit of downtime between shoot days where we can work a little bit on some early post-production work. Typically nothing very in-depth. It's typically just assembling a very rough cut of the scenes and maybe a very rudimentary color grade, but that's about as far as it goes. And the reason I bring that up is that in order to really put out a trailer, there's a lot of special effects that need to be completed, and frankly just we're not far enough along in the post-production work on that end to really put out a good trailer. And although, as I said, production has been going very well, we're not exactly far enough where we feel super comfortable. And with where we're at right now, I think the decision has been like, and we've talked about this a lot internally, but ultimately we're kind of on the side of let's just wait until we've just finished filming entirely before releasing anything, rather than having to deal with promoting the film through the trailer and through all that while we're still in the heat of production. Let's just wait until production is finished in its entirety. We can still have like some post-production work left to do, as long as we're able to get the shots and scenes completed that we want for the trailer and all that, obviously. But my point is, we've decided ultimately we're just not going to make a trailer until we've wrapped production, or at the very least until we're like 90% done with the film, something to that extent. But we're really sort of in the mindset of like, let's just get the production done. Let's essentially take it one step at a time. Let's not try and get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just get the film finished, filming wise, and then let's worry about trailers and all that. It's one less worry that we have to deal with, and it's honestly just going to make it easier for us to be in the moment when we're filming and early post-production work, to just not have to be thinking like, oh god, we got to put a trailer out, we got to do something. So we're just going to take it one step at a time, and so that's why you're not going to have a trailer by the end of this month, and probably not for another few months, honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest. And that's normal, because that's just the time it's going to take for us to finish production. Like I mentioned and alluded to earlier, this is a huge project. It's a very ambitious project for us. It's the biggest one we've ever done, and not only is that a lot to deal with in and of itself, but it just means that it's going to take time. But luckily we've got a handle on it, and we've got a great team together for it, so we're not worried about the project itself in any way. We're very happy and we're very confident, as I said, but we just don't want to be worrying about trailers and marketing in general right now. I mean, marketing in quote marks, it is a fan film, but trailers and whatnot are typically considered marketing, and they are in a sense promotional, even for fan films, so whatever. But the point is, we don't want to worry about that right now. Anyway, I think I've meandered on this point enough, and I think you get the point. However, we do have a little something for you anyway, because we may not be ready to release a trailer yet, and I hope you guys can respect that decision, but we still wanted to give you something, if only because we announced this project in like December. This was like 4 months ago. Not 5 now, really, because it's end of May. So yeah, we announced it 5 months ago, and so it's like, we haven't really released much since, in the way of any kind of information about it, and we're still going to be a little close to the chest on information for the time being, until we're really ready to divulge more information. However, we did want to give you a little something for your support, and hopefully to get you a little bit excited as well. On May 30th, we will be releasing the first official teaser poster for Spider-Man Life of a Hero. You'll be able to find that on our Instagram page and our Twitter as well, so we'll put it on both of those places. So yeah, look out for that, and go follow us if you don't already, and you want to catch that. A little bit of positive news, hopefully that makes up for no trailer, even though I don't think we ever directly promised that, but at least for us, it's like, we want to have a trailer out. It's not ready, but we still want to give you guys something just for your support, if anything, because I'll get into it in later parts of this video, but my god, the support has been just incredible, so we wanted to give you something in return for that. Still on the topic of production and filming, there has been one sort of consequence of production. Not of production in and of itself, but basically I'll just sort of run through it linearly. In the last few months, we've been filming, we've been working very hard on that, but also, and this is just for me personally, I've been working on the end of year project for my university. With this end of year project taking up a lot of time and a lot of energy, I basically had to choose what I wanted to do with the spare time I had, like what I wanted to conserve my energy for. Essentially, I had to more or less pick between the production of Life of a Hero or other videos for this channel, such as Screenwriter's Pitch and fan film reviews and other stuff. And that's why the release of the Wonder Woman Screenwriter's Pitch has been kind of slow. Like the break between the episodes is longer than I'd want it to be. So don't worry, I'm not intentionally just dragging my feet on it. Essentially, it's just been that, either I could spend the time I had away from this end of year project on the channel videos like the Wonder Woman pitch, or I can still spend some time on that, but the lion's share of my time and energy, where do I want to put it? And I ultimately decided to put the majority of that in Life of a Hero. So that's why release has been a little slower. So, speaking of which, let's talk about Screenwriter's pitch. Didn't expect that to rhyme, but nevertheless. So you may have noticed that the Wonder Woman pitch is a little bit different from the No Way Home pitch. Not in any massive way, but in a subtle way that I think needs to be addressed. The big difference between this pitch and the last one, other than length, is that we went over the scenes more broadly, with only a few key lines of dialogue being highlighted. Whereas in the Spider-Man pitch, in that, there were some scenes that were like that, but the majority of them were essentially acted out line by line. The script for that pitch was basically a feature-length movie script, pretty much. This change was done for two reasons primarily. The first reason is that we wanted to basically simplify the pitch and keep things down to the essentials. And reason number two is a part of the larger effort that I'm making to try new things with the format. Obviously, we're only 2 episodes in to that format, but I still want to, try new things, see what works, what doesn't, and really experiment with Screenwriter's pitch. And in future, you'll likely see even more variations of this format. I don't want Screenwriter's pitch to just be the exact same style with every single video. Now, of course, that's not to say that the style of the No Way Home pitch, that is to say, like acted out line by line, is completely dead for Screenwriter's pitch. But in an effort to get more episodes of Screenwriter's pitch out, streamlining and simplifying the episodes is going to be a must if we want to get a lot of episodes out. A lot of different episodes, especially. Simply put, the level of detail in the No Way Home pitch simply cannot be the standard for the show. It's just not sustainable in the long run. However, I do have certain ideas for some pitches that, in my mind, need to be in that style, need to be super detailed and like line by line and really performed and going through it like a table read almost, like a proper script, basically. There are some ideas I have that I think, warrant that format. And then there are other ideas I think don't warrant that format, and, we can keep it simpler and just go over the story in a more broad sense, looking at themes and character and not necessarily going line by line like some others. And finally, on the subject of Screenwriter's pitch, on the 10-year anniversary of what would have been the release of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4, we put out a little bit of a teaser, in a way, a bit of a trailer of sorts for the next episode of Screenwriter's pitch, so episode 3, which is going to come after the completion of the Wonder Woman pitch, and that is going to be on that film, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 4. That's going to be the next episode of Screenwriter's pitch. We just wanted to really mark the occasion. It's a big deal. I mean, that film would have been released 10 years ago, and to mark the day, to really make it feel special, we're going to put out something. Obviously, that pitch is nowhere near ready. We have scripted it, but it's just not it wasn't ready to release then, because we had to record it and then edit it, and we just couldn't have done that in the time we had. And also, we wanted to finish the Wonder Woman pitch first. It would have been a bit of a backstabbing move to go ahead and do a whole other pitch before coming back to that. So we didn't do that, but that's going to be the next episode, and you can expect that sometime this summer. On Valentine's Day of this year, we released an extended cut, or indeed a reheated cut, a reheated edition, Batman Gotham Pizza, which is a fan film we released initially 2 years ago, back in February 2019. The reason that we made this extended, reheated edition of Batman Gotham Pizza is primarily because the original film was mainly an excuse for us to make real an inside joke that we'd had in our friend group for many years, which is this absolutely ludicrous concept of Batman as a pizza delivery boy, which is just like a really silly concept, but it's this inside joke we had for many years, and we were like, hey, how about we just make it real? Let's make it into a short film of some sort, and let's just have fun with it. And so when we made the film, while we did try to give it a narrative and not just have it be a big excuse for a bunch of ridiculous scenes, in the years since the release of that film, we kind of look back on it and we're like, we probably could have, done, more efforts to give it, a stronger skeleton in terms of a story. And so that's what we decided to do. We decided to, go back, film a few extra scenes, and put back in one of the scenes we had originally deleted, and mix it all together and create what we felt was a far stronger cut of the film, which really gave the film a proper narrative that was clear and concise and conveyed well to the audience, which the original kind of kept a lot of the story in the background and more in service of the jokes and the silly concept that we wanted to convey. And so this cut was about sort of making the whole film feel a lot more cohesive and natural. And all in all, create the ultimate Gotham pizza experience. We're all aware that Gotham pizza may not be to everybody's tastes. It is rather absurd, but it was very much a dream come true for us. Again, as I said, it was a way for us to commemorate our friendship and our time together by making something that sort of was this big inside joke, basically. And this cut was about making it more apparent to an audience so that they could understand it independently of us. And I think all in all, this reheated edition gave it a nice, good new lick of paint, and hopefully made the experience just that much more enjoyable. On the subject of fan film reviews, we released one in the last 4 months, and that was the Peter's Web review. And this is something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. I've had my eye on doing a review for this for honestly several years. I just never really had the time or really the excuse to do it. But now that we have this series of fan film reviews, I decided like, hey, now's the time, and especially as this was the 10-year anniversary, I felt this was the right time to do it, the right time to commemorate this and give it the retrospective that it deserved. It meant a lot to me personally, as Peter's Web is, above all other fan films, the one that inspired me the most to make my own. And I have tremendous respect for it and for, the man who made it, the man, the myth, the legend, Roger King. In making this, it really brought to light, and I got to see a ton of other people that, remembered watching this and were reminiscing about it. And it was really cool for me to see that I wasn't the only one who was a big fan of this series. And I'm really happy I made this review. And yeah, it was nice. I'm happy I did it, and I'm happy you guys enjoyed it too. So yes, I think that covers everything that has gone down in the last 4 months since the last Director's Corner. The next one is going to be 12 months in review, 1 year. So that's pretty big. 1 year anniversary of the new channel. So that's very exciting. And, once again, I really want to say this, but seeing all of the comments has just been so wonderful, and the response to all of our content has just been incredible. And so I want to let you know, from myself and from everybody at VariantPictures, that it means the world to us to see the comments. It's the thing that matters the most to us. It's the thing we care about the most, is reading your comments. Views, likes, everything else, that's secondary almost. It's really the comments that, bring us joy, bring us life, and make it worth it, really, is seeing what people have to say. And so for all that, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. I thank you so much for watching. I thank you for your continued support, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.